Hi, I'm Ben Werner. I'm going to be your guest GM tonight, and tonight we are playing Knights of Underbed. It's a tiny D6 role-playing game where you play uh, toys and stuffed animals protecting your sleeping children from monsters and nightmares. So, I think everyone knows everyone here. Let's jump in really quickly to what everyone is playing, and then right after that, we're going to go into building our setting, which is an integral part of the game. So, let's see. Is it Sam?
Yes, sorry, I already changed my name to my character name. I am Sam in the real world, and I am Hampton, the Squeak Lord of Doom, a hamster, in this game. And both of
Fantastic.
us use he, him pronouns.
All right. And then next we have Jazz.
Hi, I'm playing Foxy, the Space Princess Fox. And yeah.
Awesome. What are your pronouns, Jazz?
She, her.
Okay, fantastic. And Phil.
What's up? It's me, Philip. Phil. I am playing Gus, the corgi.
All right.
I think that's it. I don't know if I have any titles or any cool other things after that. I'm just
Do
dog.
you need? You're the corgi. You're fine. You're good.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. What are your pronouns?
He, him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also he, him. And all right. So part of Knights of the Underbed is that we develop the house setting for our game that we're going to be playing tonight. And then I'm going to develop the adventure based around those choices we make. Since there are three of us tonight, I'm going to have, or three players tonight, I'm going to have each of you go 3 times, and we're going to kind of go around in a circle, and we're going to bounce back and forth. So the first person will go, the second person, third person will go twice, and then we're going to go back to the second, and then the first person, they'll go twice and back and forth until everyone has gone 3 times. So I already covered like kind of the quick overview of Knights of the Underbed. If you've watched any Toy Story movies, you kind of understand the basic idea. Also, any sort of like setting where toys come to life or stuffed animals. There's also different board games and video games that have similar sort of genre. One of the big things about this game is that under the bed, under everyone's beds, is a portal to the great city of Underbed, which lives in the Dreamlands. And the Dreamlands is a massive place where anything that you've dreamed or imagined exists, including monsters and nightmares. And they are always trying to escape the Dreamlands and get into house and give your children nightmares. And that is how they become powerful. And the great city of Underbed is where the Knights of the Underbed's great citadel exists. And you have all been chosen to be members of the Knights of the Underbed. So you've probably traveled to the city of Underbed before. This great city that glows and twinkles in a perpetual twilight. And there's all sorts of fantastic, wondrous things there, like a goblin market and all these different things like that. Anything you can imagine. But first now we're going to develop the house and the setting and the place. So let me pull my sheet up here. So we have 3 major things that you can choose to describe. So it could be themes or threats, faces and or groups, and locations. So those are your major things. And generally what I'll do is I'll have you tell me like, something, and then I'm going to ask you a couple leading questions about it. And we'll try to get like 3 true things about each thing that we name. So does anyone want to go first? Because I don't want to like pick someone and throw them to the wolves.
What was the middle category? You said themes, threats, locations, and what else?
Faces or groups. So like individual characters or like groups. So you could have like a group of like there's maybe dust bunnies that have organized, and they're like a union of dust bunnies who try to spread dust bunnies around your house, right? Or you could have like a face like, we have Gus. Now, let me check really quickly. Is Gus an actual corgi, or is Gus I think Gus is a stuffed corgi.
Oh,
Gus,
he's a dog, but his title is the corgi.
Right. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's a stuffed corgi. But you could also have like an actual living dog or cat or other type of pet, like a parrot or snake or whatever that the family owns as well. Plus, we will also want to maybe tell us more about the children. Your child specifically, the three of you who defend, your child is Billy, Billie. That is your, and so that's like the one face that we're going to have already set up. They are your kid. And then we can talk and have more facts about Billy if you want. So as before, anyone want to take the plunge first?
I think a face that I'd like to establish is the previous hamster before Hampton, who like escaped the hamster cage.
Okay.
And like that was the bad hamster, but Hampton is the good hamster who would never do such a thing.
All right. So escaped hamster. What is the name of that hamster?
I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to riff on like something like Hampton, hamster. Like what's another hamp name that we could go with? Hammy the hamster. Yeah.
Okay. And where is Hammy now? Is Hammy living in the ductwork?
Yeah. I think the consensus has got to be like somewhere underneath the floorboards or something.
Okay.
Anytime something gets lost, do we blame Hammy? Like that kind of a situation.
Are you saying that Hammy is a thief?
I think Hammy is generally a thief, scoundrel, and no good sort of character.
Good, Nick?
Yeah.
All right, and then one last thing. Tell us one last thing about Hammy. Does Hammy have like a specific look, or does Hammy have like certain tools that Hammy uses, or is Hammy associated with any group, or does Hammy have like a secret hideout specifically somewhere, or?
I think Hammy's definitely a loner. I think he's like a, I'm gonna base him off of a hamster that I once had, like an albino dwarf hamster with like glowing red eyes.
Nice. Fantastic. Albino dwarf hamster with glowing red eyes. All right. So there's Hammy. Jazz, I'll have you go next.
Foxy's kind of like at the top of like a bookshelf.
Okay.
And she's got a whole bunch of friends around her, other foxes, a few Barbie dolls, and a few action men.
All right. So let's say this is Billy's room that we're going to be describing here. There's a bookshelf. Where Foxy lives on top. Now, is this bookshelf like a 7-foot tall bookshelf, or is this more like a 3 or 4 foot tall bookshelf?
3 or 4 foot, but she's still like one of the highest places.
Sure. Foxy lives on top with other foxes,
Barbies,
Barbie
and
doll,
action men.
dolls, and action men. I know what action men are. My brother-in-law is British, so he knows all about action man. So let's see. Tell me, do you want to talk more about the bookshelf, or do you want to talk more about Billy's room?
I guess like she can see over the whole entire room, so she can see the hamster cage.
Okay. From top of bookshelf.
And can kind of see over Billy's bed as well.
Of course. Is this like maybe kitty corner or diagonal from the bed, like opposite wall of from the bed, or?
Yeah, opposite wall from the bed. So.
Okay. And is the hamster cage, where is that in the room?
So that's towards his bedroom door, just
Okay.
at the front, on the side of it.
Okay. And let me ask you one last question. Is
Yeah.
Billy's room generally tidy, or is it generally a big mess?
Generally a big mess.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, Philip, we're gonna hit you up twice here.
There is a toy box that is
Okay.
next to the shelf that
Okay.
the Foxy's on, and
Okay.
Gus is like inside, kind of just tossed around with all the other toys. Sometimes, like when Billy actually cleans up, that's where Gus finds himself.
Okay.
And this is one of those instances in which he has cleaned up, and now Gus is kind of in the bottom of everything.
Okay. Now, I want to ask a quick question because two of you have used he, him pronouns. Is Billy a boy or a girl, or uses he, masculine, feminine? What does everyone feel?
I figured Billy was like a little boy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a little boy who's not above like collecting Barbie dolls. Like I'm
Oh.
here with the
Yeah.
equal opportunityness of his toy
Yeah.
collection.
Okay.
He's got everything.
Okay. Toy box is where Gus finds himself. Do you want to talk more about Billy's room, or you could talk about other locations in the house, or you could talk about like maybe parents or siblings or other family members that live there, or maybe something fantastic that's in the house, pets, or something that's going on. Maybe it's like Christmas or a holiday, Halloween.
It's about to be Halloween. Let's do Halloween's going on right now, and
Okay.
let's see.
What is Billy going as for Halloween?
Billy is going to be like the epitome of the Charlie Brown, just like as just a sheet with eyes cut. Billy's a very simple kid, so that's what he's going as. His parents are a lot more. Or wait, maybe I shouldn't be talking about that. That's two things, right?
Well, I'm asking. I mean, so let's talk about Halloween a little bit. Is it is it Halloween night tonight? Like, has Halloween happened? Is Billy in bed, sleeping off all that candy that Billy just ate, or is it like the night before Halloween, or
it is in the afternoon. Like everyone's getting ready for Halloween.
okay?
So Billy's like prepping and getting his like costume ready, and then ignoring the mess in his room and like kind of just kicking everything around.
Okay. Now, is Billy old enough to go with like friends, or does Billy still go with their parents?
I think Billy probably still goes with his parents.
Okay. Okay. So now we're back to Jazz.
Billy also owns a cat.
Oh, okay.
Tends to come in his room and destroy some of his toys.
What is the cat's name, and what does the cat look like?
It is a complete black cat. It's overweight, and its name is Jet.
Okay. So destructive cat that destroys toys, overweight black cat named Jet. Why does Jet destroy the toys?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like a jealousy sort of thing, or if the cat just really doesn't like Billy.
Okay. Okay. Back to Hampton. Sam.
Yes. What's so I'm still trying to keep track of the elements. Is there an element that we haven't covered yet that we should do?
We've only done Billy's room as far as location, so we haven't talked about other and under floors, right?
Sure,
we haven't talked about that, so we haven't done that. There aren't any groups established yet. It doesn't have to be. So more locations is always good. And we haven't talked about the parents at all or siblings. I mean, we've talked briefly that Billy lives with Billy's parents.
Yeah. I think
Billy's going to go around for that, but then also we haven't talked about siblings if there are any.
Right. I think
yeah.
Phil maybe has an idea on the parents, so I'll let him take that element when it gets back over to him.
Okay.
I'll say for groups, probably all of us are a little on edge because when it's Halloween, the Halloween decorations come out, and like that involves things on the outside of the house, but also like inside the house. There's a new suite of like knickknacks and things that get put out for Halloween, and they're all like a fiercely bonded clique that just like totally upset the social dynamics when they're around.
That's fantastic.
For the couple of weeks they're there. Like little like kitschy like plastic jack-o'-lanterns and
skulls
and like little skeleton dudes and stuff.
Right.
So like they kind of have the run of the place right now.
Right. So let's see. Tight knit.
So people can veto this if they want, but like there's all the like fake webbing goes up and like all those like fake plastic spiders. So
yeah,
like the place is just crawling with like those plastic spiders.
Sure. Everyone good with that? We don't have any arachnophobia.
That's awesome.
Okay. Everyone cool. Jazz cool. Jazz.
Hey, sorry.
That's okay. You okay with spiders?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
You live in Australia.
Yeah.
That might be more reason not
I don't want to make assumptions. No, it's all good.
Okay. Lots of plastic spiders. Do you have a name for them? Like as their group? Do they have a chosen name? Like the Hollowed Union or
yeah, it's like the it's like the no, I don't have a name for them yet. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, totally.
Do you want to go to Jazz and come back to me?
Sure, yeah. Or you just think about it and then when you come up with it and we got a moment of quiet, then you can interject.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Make sure my notes are correct. All right, back to Jazz.
Billy has a little sister.
Okay.
Her name can be Ellie. And she likes to prank him by bringing in like toy snakes and other Halloween decorations and trying to scare him, which doesn't work out for us.
Right. So, tell me other things about Ellie. Age, maybe, or what Ellie's into besides pranking Billy.
Ellie's 8.
Okay.
She kind of likes the like mythical fantasy sort of toys. So she's got like toy dragons. She likes to dress up as wizards, and yeah, she likes to pull pranks and do magic tricks.
Okay. What is Ellie going as for Halloween?
She's trying to dress up as Voldemort. Harry Potter.
Nice. That's fantastic. Billy seems a little bit more conscientious and like sensitive than his little sister.
Yeah, she's the complete opposite to them.
She's a little precocious. Fantastic. All right. Phil.
Okay. Hmm. Billy lives with his grandparents.
Oh, so it's not the parents.
No.
Okay.
Plot twist.
Dun, dun, dun. Let me make sure I got all my things in order. Okay. What do Billy and Ellie call their grandparents?
Grandpa's name is Roy,
Okay.
and grandma's name is Michaela.
Okay. But do they call them that, or do they call them like grandma, grandpa, or nana and sir, or oma and opa, or some other nana and tata?
Nana and Papa. Our grandpappy. When they feel like or when they feel like messing with him.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about Roy and Michaela, and do they like? Does Papa think it's silly when they call him Grandpappy? Is it kind of like a joke?
Yeah, he once slipped up while he was calling himself Grandpa. He was trying to call himself Grandpa and then Pappy at the same time, and it mixed up in his head, and he just called himself Grandpappy on accident. And then
Nice.
the two kids just stuck with it, and he was like, "Well, this is my life."
Yeah. Awesome. So, sorry, all right, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just sorry. I was thinking out loud. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, like, give me more details about them.
Okay. Grandma is like super like the big like loud like crazy one. She likes like going to like monster truck events, stuff like that. She's kind of the one who gets grandpa out. Grandpa's more of like the homebody, doesn't really like to go out too much. Um, he's like he likes watching movies, especially like old movies, like the classics. So that's like his thing. He's like a big like cinema guy, and so like they wonder sometimes how they met, and like
Right.
the opposites attract sort of thing.
Cool. Um, okay. And anything else you want to add about them?
Oh, no, that's it.
Okay. So has everyone, I think we've all gone 3 times, or you've all gone 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that's about right. All right. I'm going to share the link with this in the chat really quickly, so y'all can look at that. And then let's take a real quick 5-minute break, bio break for anyone who needs to do that and get your drinks or whatever. And I'm gonna look at the notes here and we'll get something sorted and ready to go. So I'll see you all in a bit. Don't turn off your cameras. Is that correct, Crits? Or yeah, leave your cameras on. Or can we stop video or no? You're muted. I can't hear you. Sorry. Okay, so just mute.
Okay.
All right. All right.
See you in a few.
Fantastic. All right, welcome back, everyone. And as we went over earlier, we have our setting now for our game, and begin. It was a dark and gloomy night. Well, actually, it was more like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and Billy and Ellie were home, and were getting ready, furiously running around the house, trying to get their costumes ready for when sunset came, when Papa takes them out to go trick-or-treating around. Ellie was pretty much ready, but Ellie was still trying to apply the copious amount of gray latex makeup that Ellie had acquired at the local Halloween shop. Ellie had like taped her nose flat to try to get that good, Voldemort snake nose look. And she was wearing a skull cap that she hadn't painted or anything yet. But she did have these long gray, black, tattered robes that you're pretty sure had been one of Nana's dresses a number of years ago that she went at with a pair of scissors. Nana, of course, had allowed it. So there was no worry about that. But still, Gus, you're hanging out in the toy box. Fortunately, Billy flung it open when Billy was looking for one of his markers to like draw on some stuff on the ghost. And so you're kind of hanging out amongst a sea of other toys, various different building blocks and things. So you're just kind of like, hey, what's up? And Hampton, you are hanging out in your fantastic hamster cage. But we don't want to call it a cage, really. It's more of like an enclosure, a space age sort of thing. It's all sorts of like blue and yellow plastic. And it's got, this like layer of like torn up little paper at the bottom. And then it's got a couple tunnels, hamster tunnels. And one of them leads down to what you call your hamster cave, which is actually another enclosure where the hamster ball just like attaches. So you can crawl into the hamster ball and close it behind you and begin to explore the lunar-like landscape of the floor of Billy's room if need be. And of course, above it all, surveying her kingdom, is the space fox princess, Foxy, as she has been dubbed by Billy. There, amongst her various noble court of Barbies and action men and other smaller, lesser foxes. There's the beanbag fox, of course, who is your major domo. And also there is Lady Fox, who is the matron fox. She's been around for some time. In fact, you're pretty certain that she once served under the reign of Nana many years ago, and she is now almost gray. It's a hint of that fox red still about her, and she's more or less fox shape, but she is very like her fur is very short, and you can like see like sections where it's all been worn off, it's all been loved away. But she's there to provide you with counsel if need be. But the big problem that's going on right now, while the family is in the front of the house, is that one of the Ellie, I shouldn't say one of, but Ellie had brought in this big plastic black snake that the Papa had purchased for outside, and he had it out in the lawn area, and it was always this big like rubbery black snake with these giant fangs. And she brought it into the room after Billy had rushed out, and she like placed it so that like it was hanging over the door, so that if he walked in the room and he pushed his door at all, it would like fall down on him. And it's like a good 4 feet long, rubbery, like jiggly sort of plastic. And Billy did come into the room briefly to grab that marker, and then only when Billy was leaving did Billy like close the door behind him, so the snake fell down afterwards. But then he closed it so hard that it kind of bounced open a little, so there's a crack, and you're all hanging out there with this big black snake that's just kind of looking at all of you. And this snake isn't like very concerned, because of course, as we all know, the snake is a member of the notorious Fellowship Macabre, who are the union or brotherhood of Halloween decorations that have taken over the house during this month. And you all are just like waiting for this night to be over. It's always a weird, crazy night. It's always like, you know, extra duty that you have to do. So you're all just kind of like, you know, just a little tense, a little stressed out, because this has been a long month. You're hoping as soon as the night's over, they're all gonna, the next morning, Nana and Papa are gonna start putting them all away, and it'll be back to business as usual, and it'll be normal. But you know, this night is always, you know, strong with nightmares and other things as well. And the Fellowship Macabre don't help out with that at all. In fact, they make it worse sometimes, it seems. So this snake is just like, just kind of hanging out like, you know, this area is mine, don't mess with me. But then you see Foxy through the doorway, this black furry cat try to slink through without pushing the door, but so fat that like pushes the door up against the black snake. And then when it hits that and you hear the snake go, Jet like does this quick look, like that fast cat reflexes of look, sees a snake, doesn't register that it's like, you know, a fake snake, and leaps onto Billy's bed from like 6 feet away, right? Like this is the farthest you've ever seen this really fat cat leap. Like, and Jet is just like, oh my God, what the heck? Oh, that's, and then the snake just laughs and laughs. And like, you're certain that because the family's in the front of the house, they're getting ready to go out because it's just about sunset. And you hear like Nana being like, get your shoes on, and you know, grab your torches, grab your flashlights, get ready. You know, you have your bucket? Yeah, I have my bucket. All right. Papa, do you have the cart? I have the cart. I'm outside waiting. That sort of stuff. You hear that going on from the other end of the house. And Jet is just like, oh my God, that's not okay. And then you see a glint in Jet's eyes, and he starts looking around the room. And it looks like Jet's going to take it out on a toy. Jet's not going to mess with that snake because that snake is huge, right? Plus part of that union, right? So, or the fellowship, right? Yeah. And so Jet like leaps off the bed and then comes climbing up the bookshelf and is standing on top of the bookshelf and staring at you and the foxes and the Barbies and the action men. So what are you gonna do?
She's going to try and be like charismatic and convince Jet to like go take something out of Ellie's room.
Okay, so what are you gonna say to Jet? Because Jet has a gleam in his eye, like, I'm gonna tear a toy apart now.
Oh, it was Ellie that put that snake there. Billy had nothing to do with it. You should go take one of her toys instead.
Yeah? You're right here. Give me a roll. You can do 3d6, I believe, because Foxy is
3, yeah.
charismatic, yeah. Gain advantage when. Yep.
5. I got a 5, a 4, and a 5.
All right, any one success is a success, so congratulations. So Jet's like, you know what? Yeah, maybe we'll take it out on Ellie this time. that snake is stupid, and I can't mess with the macabre, you know, especially because they're going to be around for a lot longer now, you know.
What do you? Wait, before you go,
And
what do
then
you
like
mean?
he leaps down and starts like making his way out towards the exit. Go ahead, you can keep talking. I'm just saying.
What
Like,
do you mean? What do you mean? Come back here, Jed. I demand you.
he looks over his shoulder and says, "I don't answer to you, toy." And he's like, "Ask the snake if you want to know." And then pushes his fat butt out the door again and out down the hall towards Ellie's room.
She kind of just slumps back down and sits down and thinks, ponders what to do.
You hear the front door open, and you hear everyone like, you know, tromping out the front door, and then you hear it slam shut. And now the house is empty for a couple of hours, right? And the snake's like, it's time. Ha 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 ha. And then it starts to go to slither out of the room.
Okay, Foxy's gonna yell to Mr. Corgi
Gus,
because she knows that he's big and scary. Help! Corgi, help!
What? What happened?
The snake! Look at the snake!
There's no snake.
the snake is trying to leave the room.
Oh, ruh-roh.
It's a big black rubber snake.
The corgi will start to swim through, or well, he's already at the top. That's how he's obviously gonna see the snake. Unless, or I guess this could be like a see-through treasure box, maybe.
Gus is at the top. I said that Gus was like hanging out at the
Oh
top.
yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah.
then. Yeah. So as he's looking, obviously, as the one to protect Billy and the household, he will leap off and go after this snake immediately,
Sure.
and swing his little cricket bat around as he's running towards him.
Okay. And you are vigilant, so I will say that you get there before the snake slithers out of the room, and you kind of get to the door before the snake gets there, and you're both there, and you've got your cricket bat. Do you want to attack the snake, or are you going to just try to like threaten it to make it back up so it doesn't leave before Foxy can talk to it more or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna like poke the thing at it, kind of waving it back, almost like it's like a torch being, when
Sure. Yeah.
Aragorn's waving at the Nazgul.
Right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to make you roll. And the snake backs up and it's like, and it kind of like gets up and it does this sort of like, at you, like, why do you stop me? I'm a member of the Fellowship of the Macabre.
I don't know what that means. Go talk to Foxy.
Also, Hampton, if you'd like to
Yeah.
become involved in the scene, you're totally
Yeah.
welcome.
So I think Hampton's been kind of like near the top of his hamster preserve apparatus.
Right.
So the time that this has been going on, he's been navigating his way through the tubes and the thises and that's to get into the ball. And now he's in the ball. He closes it up, detaches from the thing, kind of rolls over towards where the action's happening in his little hamster ball, and is like, yes, hello, hi, yes, indeed. So you need to go and talk to Foxy. Yes, right now, please. Because what you're doing here is not all right. And you're gonna keep being here after Halloween. That's not all right. That's unprecedented. You can't do that. So talk to Foxy. She'll set you straight. Everything will be okay.
Where's Foxy?
I'm up here.
And the snake looks up at you. What do you want, Fox?
Now, I just want to know what she means by you guys are sticking around longer this time.
The Great One has a plan. This house will become ours.
Oh, yeah? And what's this?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
And what's this plan that you seem to have?
Oh, well, from from October 31st on All Hallows Eve to the next October 31st, the house shall be ours for an entire year. And then every year after that, with our great ceremony, we will continue holding onto this place. It will be a permanent foothold, a place for this Fellowship Macabre to grow and expand, become more powerful.
Oh no! Oh dear! Oh no! That's no! That's not. That's no. The who? Who's ceremony? What?
What are you talking about? I didn't say anything about a ceremony.
You definitely said a ceremony, so I would like to hear more on this ceremony, where it's being held, when.
The snake appears to realize that he said too much. He says, I don't know anything about no ceremony. I know nothing. You better watch it. Don't mess with me. And he realizes that it's like surrounded by lots of other toys that aren't members of the Fellowship Macabre. And because like the other toys in the room who aren't Nighty Knights, right? Or Knights of the Underbed, right? They're not members of the organization that you are, that where you protect Billy specifically. But they are Billy's toys. They're all kind of like sitting up and paying attention to what's going on. So, you know, they're all like, what's going on? And they're all like murmuring. And so the snake realizes it's like seriously outnumbered at the moment. And its only exit is blocked by this big corgi, stuffed corgi with a toy bat, a cricket bat. Yeah. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
Hampton will roll up onto his tail a little bit, and will be like, you now you see here, Mister. Now you listen up close, Mister. Now see here. You better tell us who's organizing this whole little shindig of yours, or we're gonna do something to you.
All right. So go ahead and give me a 2d6 roll for intimidating the big black snake.
I will roll 2 6s, which is
fantastic.
Totally unnecessary.
Somehow, not only did you like roll up onto the snake, but you got the snake's tail like caught a little bit in like your seal on your ball.
Oh yeah.
And so you've like rolled the snake, and the snake is like and like falls over, you know, like in a way that's normally not possible for a snake. But you've like knocked it off its balance. It's like, okay, all right, I'll talk. Damn you and your interrogation. You're a terrible, horrible dictator, an autocrat, you dang fox. Oh, all right.
She's a princess, and you should respect her.
Thank you. Yes, you should.
Fine, princess, whatever. He doesn't have hands, so I don't know why he's gesturing. But
he flops expressively.
That's his tail. Oh no, it's caught.
Yeah. Princess. There's a terrible macabre gathering tonight down in the basement where your two elders store us throughout the year. But we've been planning to have a horrible ceremony there in which to convince them to leave us out all year long so that we might take control. And this has been in the works since last year. And I'm not high enough ranked to know all the detailings. You'll have to ask the Sisterhood of Spiders if you want more about that. But
you would know what the ceremony's for, though, wouldn't you?
Well, it's to convince your elders, your tall ones, to keep us out.
Are you sacrificing something? Because
well, I don't know about that. I don't really know much about ceremonies. I'm a big black snake. My job is to scare people, right? Like that's my job. I'm muscular.
You're not very scary in my eyes.
Look, I've been tortured. Okay, telling you what I know. Jeez.
Can she check? Can she do an insight check? An insightful check?
Yeah, sure, totally.
She's questioning him.
And yeah, you're insightful, so you can get 3d6 on that.
Yeah, she rolled 2 2s and a 1.
Okay. You're pretty sure he's still telling the truth. I mean, he was really surprised and looked like he was hurt when Hampton rolled up on him. So you're not, you can't get anything too much off of him. He kind of seems dumb. I mean, maybe he's really smart and like playing dumb, but as far as you can tell, he seems to be telling you the truth and telling you what he knows. So that's yeah.
Hampton's so
So of
chilly
course,
that at this point, that the pain is inflicted and kind of rolls off a little bit.
oh, and he like takes deep breaths, like, oh, thank you. Oh, can I go now, please? I've told you everything I know. Like the Pale Lord will be very displeased if he knows what I've told you. So
Oh, that's up to the corgi can decide on whether or not you can go.
and he like looks at the corgi. Can I go?
He looks at Foxy.
Make a decision.
He's just gonna bonk on the head.
You're gonna knock him out, or are you gonna try to like bonk him on the head and like tell him to get out? What's
Yeah, kind of like a bonk and then like get out.
okay? And he's like, oh, you're a terrible and powerful great lady. Oh, I flee, and he like flees out of the room.
Well, I showed him.
Yeah.
You did show him. Well done.
But we're in a predicament. We're in a problem. We got a problem here, guys. We gotta deal with this.
Yes. Yes, we do.
What problem?
We're gonna do a ceremony. They're gonna listen. We gotta figure out we gotta get to the Sister of Spiders and figure out what's going on here.
Having a party? That sounds great.
Yes.
No, not a party.
Whatever the opposite of a party is, that's what they're having. The opposite of a party. Do you hear me? It's bad.
Oh. Get this bat is ready.
Whew. Hampton will turn to Foxy for like, what are we gonna do? What's our plan of attack here?
Well, obviously you two are the strongest of us. So why don't you roll in and suss them out and then come back and tell us and we can go from a plan from there.
Oh wow. What if they gum up my roll? I don't know how I feel about this, but if that's what you want me to do, I can go in and see what happens.
Not even go in. I'm sure there's like a secret tunnel, right, that leads to something where you can just listen in.
Yeah. I'll scout out ahead. Yeah. I can do that. Hampton will roll down towards well, I guess rolling down like into the basement would probably be a bad call because there's no way back up for Hampton in his ball. But yeah. he'll do a quick spin around this floor to see what sort of information he can gather about what the sitch is.
Sure. It's let's say it's a one-story house, so you can go around most of the house, and then they have a basement. And give me a 3d6 roll because you're also vigilant.
Yeah. Vigilant is heck and heck. I will get at least one success.
All right,
in fact, I'll get exactly one success.
One is enough. So yeah, you roll around the house. You see a lot of the same decorations. It seems that like a lot of the decorations are like having small discussions with each other. Like normally this time of year, they'd just be like chilling out, maybe having a little bit of party, but it seems like more fraught this time and like more serious and somber and macabre than even like more normal than like they normally are every year. And you push into Nana and Papa's room because you heard a weird sound, and when you go in there, you see that the television that is on the dresser in Nana and Papa's is playing like an old Halloween like movie, like a horror movie that that like you're like, this isn't the sort of classic movies that Papa watches. What's going on here? And actually, let me correct myself. What you hear is the soundtrack, like a horror movie going on. But then when you get in there, it looks like the television is off, but somehow they've like turned it on and it's like playing, but like the screen is off or dark or something like that. And then when you look at it a little bit, you notice that like someone's like messed with the settings, so it's like just really dim. You can just barely see it. And also the volume's pretty low, but because you're a hamster and you're so like, I got great ears, you can hear it going on. So maybe there's something weird going on with that going, and then when you roll around the house, and one of the things you notice is like a bunch of the decorations are hanging out with each other. Like there's a murder of skeleton crows that are hanging out on like the kitchen island. They've all gathered together from around the house, and they're all like talking quietly, and they're like looking at you as you go by, and they all just kind of like follow you as you roll past them. And then one of the things you realize right as you're coming back is that you haven't seen a single spider. And they normally have like, there's a lot of like spider webs that they have out around the house and outside, right? But there's not a single toy spider decoration anywhere where they should be. And you've seen them, right? Because Billy takes you out and lets you roll around the house. But like there's at least 20 spiders missing that are normally in this part of the house, like in the house. So something's going on.
Yeah, I'll roll back into Billy's room and be like, guys. The spiders are congregating somewhere, but I don't know where because they're not on this floor. They're gone. They're missing. They've disappeared. And also, the TV is playing spooky sounds. This is all very foreboding and I'm out of my comfort zone. So let's do something about this. Yeah.
Hey, just breathe, Hampton. Just breathe.
He breathes very quickly.
Where could they have gone?
If they're in the basement, you'll have to come with me because I can get down, but I can't get up again because I'm in a sphere. But if maybe the two of you could carry me back up.
Corgi could carry you up in his mouth.
Oh no, I mean I wouldn't want to leave my. I can't leave my sphere.
No, you'll be in his sphere. You'll be like a ball in his mouth.
Yes. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's acceptable. I was worried that you were saying to get out of the sphere and expose myself to the elements, which no. But yes, that sounds very safe and reasonable indeed.
Just make sure he doesn't swallow you. That's my concern.
Well, now that's my concern too.
Well, have you seen how many things Corgi eats?
I'll like slow take over to Corgi to Gus.
Gus
He somehow has like a chip bag that like was left over, and he's already just like pushing the food into his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Completely unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the muscles of the operation, not the brains.
Exactly. Yeah. Gus is not the smart one.
But also maybe someone with digits can operate the remote and turn off the television, because that's also freaking me out. That seems like an objective, perhaps.
I don't have digits either. I'm a fox.
You do have little, like,
Oh, I do.
Yeah, you have
Really?
little short, like fox, like pet digits. You could do it.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we all go together then?
Vigorously agree.
Okay. Gus?
Okay. Where am I going?
Basement.
Oh, that fox.
Basement. He's gonna walk off.
The tiny beanbag fox, your major domo, Mr. Foxington the third, like salutes you with his tiny beanbag like stump, right? And he says, "We shall hold the fort for you, madam, until we return, your highness." And the other, like the Barbies and all the action men, actually, they all salute you. And then the Barbie's like, "Oh yes, farewell, good journeys." whatnot.
Tis a far, far better thing we do, and so on. I'll roll out of the room.
Okay.
All right, off we go then.
Well, on your way towards the basement, which is the door for the basement, let's say there's a couple ways to get into the basement. There's either the door that's in the kitchen that someone will need to get up to the door handle and open it, right? Or there's the laundry chute in the hallway, which is near the doorway in the basement, but it's like a little bit closer to Billy's room. And you'd have to get up into it, but it's generally easier. And it's just like an opening in the wall, and it's like a chute down, and there's like a laundry basket down there where the washer and dryer are as well. And so anyone who has dirty clothes just throws it in there, and then Nana goes down to the basement and runs the laundry, and then Papa comes down and does all the folding and taking everything to every rooms. And Billy has just begun this year helping out Nana and Papa with laundry. It's Billy's big new chore that Billy doesn't enjoy, but each of you have been down there a couple times because Billy will generally like bring someone along. And one time Billy was playing with Hampton, and so brought Hampton down and like put Hampton down, so you've like rolled around. So the basement is unfinished, but there's tons of boxes for like holiday decorations and other things, old different things, moldy stuff. They have also like a card table and like a piece of scrap carpet that sometimes like Papa has buddies over, and they'll like go down there and like play cards and drink a couple beers and whatnot. And so they have like a couple light bulbs for down there, but generally it's like dark and kind of a little spooky for all of you. But down the hallway, like, because where Billy's room is, further down the hallway, there's the bathroom to the left, and then Ellie's room. But if you go back towards the front, or you go towards the front of the house, Nana and Papa's doorway is also on that way, which is where the TV and the weird, scary sounds are coming from. So,
what a wholesome family we work for.
Foxy or Hampton, where to or Gus, if Gus has decided to like charge forward, where do you all want to go first?
I'm gonna look to Hampton because he's rolled around it a few times.
Yeah. It sounds like the bedroom is on the way if I have the layout right in my head. So maybe we stop in the bedroom and see if we can like turn off or disrupt the TV in some way before we hit the basement.
Sure.
Sure.
I'll roll off into that room. This way. Let me know if you see these spiders. I don't know what I'll do with that information, but it seems like it would be a good thing to know. And roll into the room.
So you go into the room, and Nana and Papa's room is like pine, like light pine furniture, and it's 30 years old easy. It's been around for a long time, so it's not very fashionable, but it's serviceable. It's in good condition, and their old TV. It's actually a CRT style TV. They're nice new TVs in the living room or the family room, right, where everyone normally. But this is like when Papa's like, I'm gonna watch an old movie that no one else wants to watch, and it's got a built-in VCR because he's still got a bunch of really old VCRs, and so that's sitting there and it's on and it's running, but like someone's messed with like the controls, so like the screen is basically black, although you can see like the outlines of people or things moving around, and there's just like scary noises coming out of it, although that's been turned down kind of low too. So you're not sure exactly what's going on with that, but that's like happening right now in their room. And if you start listening to it, you start getting really creeped out because it's definitely some sort of horror film for adults, definitely not like a kid's thing, and it's very scary. So it's also sitting up on top of the dresser, so it's a good 3 or 4 feet up. It's like bookshelf height, and you know that the cord goes down somewhere behind the dresser. So if you want to unplug it, you're gonna have to get back there behind the dresser and unplug it. Or if you want to, someone else, or you could climb up to the TV and turn it off as well. That's your two avenues that you see right away, unless you can think of something else. So, and the space behind, before anyone asks, the space behind the dresser is rather thin. Now, a plush corgi or a plush fox could easily push through there with a little bit of resistance. A hamster ball will definitely not go through there. Although a hamster by themselves could very easily go back there behind the.
Well, that's very stressful. I
know.
I will look
The
to
dark,
Gus.
tight space.
Yeah. I'll look towards Gus as like the most adventuresome one of us.
He's gonna look around and he's gonna just say, "What are we doing in here?"
You hear blood curdling come from the TV. Ah! And then some music. Like,
We gotta turn off the TV. You gotta turn off the TV somehow.
Oh, okay. And he's gonna try to climb up to the TV
okay,
because he doesn't know what technology is, how to unplug stuff.
sure. So give me a 2d6.
Alrighty. A 6 and a 2.
Nice. All right, so you climb up the front of the dresser using the knobs on your way up. Get your cricket bat hanging over your back. And you get to the top there and you look at the TV. You can see it's playing something. And it looks like a real scary face or something that's going on, but it's too dark to tell really exactly. And there's a big button that says power. And you take your paw and it goes like an old CRTV that's been on too long. And you suddenly feel like all the static and like the tiny little hairs that are like, you know, or the fur that is your plushie is like your face is up against it. And you're now suddenly like sticking out like all over and you're like static charged. So, but you pull, it's not like it's holding you. It's just like, it was like, and now you're like static charged and you like can easily slip back down where the other two are.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna jump down.
I will say while you were up there, you notice that there's a pile of VCR tapes up there, and they all had things like Halloween, Halloween 4, Night of the, you know, whatever, the Night of the Cannibals, or like other things that are like words that you don't necessarily understand.
Yeah.
But they all had really gory, bloody titles and scariness and whatnot. And you're like, I've never seen this stuff that like, you know, Papa ever watch anything like this. His stuff was like old classic, like black and white films that were like, you know, yeah, what did you do with the Maltese Falcon? Sort of like, you know, type movies. That's what Papa usually watched. Right. So, yeah. So, but you get back down to Foxy and Hampton, and the TV is off and silent. And the room just feels like, oh, that much better.
Good.
Done.
Yes, great. Yeah, maybe we've disrupted their plans a bit. That's fantastic news. Wonderful, excellent, jolly good show. Well done, Gus. You're the hero we deserve. I guess now we have to go to the basement. That'll be great. That'll be fine. That'll be fun. Well, everyone enjoys the basement. I'll turn to anyone who's not me to go first.
All right. Gus will start walking towards the basement. Because
Sure.
Captain was like, "You're the big hero." He's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm the big hero. Fuck yeah."
So yeah, so as you walk out of the room, let's see, Foxy, are you also? Let me just see real quick. No, you're insightful. Okay. And you have extra items. Cool.
I do.
You're a quartermaster. It says, which I don't know if that's. Is that your allies items never deplete? Okay, yeah. So you get like, yeah, your groups have like, if they need to use something, you're like, it doesn't go away, right? So, but Hampton and Gus, you're both vigilant, and as you're walking out, Gus, you're like, oh, look at that. You notice that the heat exchanger in the floor, that big metal thing with the grates. And then Hampton, immediately you also notice this because you're like, something's off over there. The blades on like one half of it are missing, like someone's like taking them out. And so there's like this opening that's like, about this big, that something could slip through. And Hampton, notice.
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
You notice a small tuft of albino fur.
That jerk, that real jerk. Oh, he's done it this time. Oh, yeah, Hammy. He doesn't understand gratitude is his problem, and just on and on like that.
Right. Yeah. And you make your way down the hallway with Hampton, like, diatribing against Hammy, the no good Nick hamster. And you arrive at the laundry chute. Or you could go to the doorway. Which one do you prefer? Oh, you're muted, Jazz.
Wouldn't the doorway be quieter? Because if we go down the laundry chute, I'm just worried that Hampton will make too much noise.
Well, generally there's a big basket, so yeah, Hampton could like knock against the
I'll
side.
probably make noise either way, but I do think
Yeah.
the door is probably going to be the way to go, because then I don't need to get up to it, which is helpful.
Right.
It's probably easier in a couple senses. Someone will have to get up to the doorknob, but I'll leave that to you, adventuresome souls.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so you go to the kitchen, and in the kitchen, there's one of those doors that like auto shuts. It's like a fire door for the basement, and there's a knob. If Hampton can like hold themselves in place, one of you could stand on top of Hampton's ball and reach the door to unlock or to open it, to unlatch it. Fortunately, it's got a latch handle on it, so it doesn't have like the round knob. Which, if you know anything about fire safety code, Papa's obviously changed it out because that's not up to code. But maybe he doesn't like knobs. Who knows? But it's got a latch on it, so all you have to do is like pull on it. Or Foxy and Gus, you could one of you could stand on top of the other one and like reach it if you need to. So how are you gonna unlatch this?
I guess I can stand on top of Corgi or Hampton.
Okay. So who wants to be the base?
Yeah, I'll how about Gus, why don't you brace me against the wall so I don't go rolling all over the place, and then she can get up on top.
There you go.
Okay. I'll race you.
No, just hold me.
Oh, okay.
Race.
He's gonna hold you.
Like platonically,
All right. He's gonna hold the ball in place.
All right, fantastic. In fact, I will give you an extra die for that, Foxy. So you can roll 3 dice if you'd like for your unlatching attempt.
Is this Foxy? Who's rolling?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Foxy make the roll because Foxy's doing the unlatching. But Foxy can roll 3 dice because Gus and Hampton are both supporting Foxy to do the roll.
She got 1 5.
All right, that works. You're almost about to slip, and then the door unlatches and swings wide open to this chasm of darkness down below. And you hear like that wind that blows through, like sometimes through a house. And fortunately, you're right there still, and you didn't fall over. And there is a light switch just inside the doorway. So, and then there's a series of unfinished wooden steps that go down and then do an L turn to the bottom.
Oh boy. Oh geez. Maybe we should just go back to Billy's room. I'm sure this will all take care of itself.
You just said it was very bad, and now all of a sudden you want to run away.
Roll away. Yeah.
Does anyone have? I have a flashlight. If that makes you feel better.
Oh yeah, we have equipment. That does make me feel better. I have a lighter. Oh yeah, this is right. Okay, never mind. This is fine. We'll be
I'm
good.
not sure you should have a lighter, but
Corgi is gonna go find one of those like the door stoppers, like those little like the ones on the ground,
Yeah, totally.
and he's just gonna croquet bat he's gonna bat it into the
Sure.
into
Yeah.
the bottom of the thing so it stays in place.
Yeah. You've
That's
all done
good.
this before, opening doors and making sure that they stay open. So yeah, you run around the house and you find one of them, probably in the bathroom. They have the bathroom door done like that, and you grab it in your mouth, and come back and you bat it in, and so there it is. It's open. And you've switched on the light, or you can switch on the light if you want, or you can use your flashlights or your lighter inside your plastic hamster ball. If
What
you
could
would
possibly
like,
go wrong? No,
that might be a little dangerous.
I'll
Not
sit
only
on that
like,
for a while. I don't need that yet.
okay,
I don't need to
all
lose
right,
that
all
life.
right.
I was just shocked that I had the thing. I had not paid attention to that whole category yet.
No worries.
Do we? I'll turn to Foxy and say, do we want to maintain the element of surprise here? Like, are we going undercover? What's our are we just going in like, here we are kind of situation?
well, I was actually thinking we should go undercover. Maybe get you to pretend like you're on their team, because obviously someone with my status wouldn't be able to pretend like they're in their club. And Corgi, I don't know. I don't know about Gus.
I am technically the Squeak Lord of Doom. That's a rank. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not important right now.
All right. So how are you going to go downstairs? Like, is there like you're going to sneak down? Or are you just going to go down the stairs, or
It
are
sounds
you
like
going
at
to turn the
least,
lights on?
yeah, it sounds like at least probably keeping the lights off to not blow our presence
Okay.
there.
All right.
And Hampton will vote for us all going down together.
Okay.
But you know, I am outranked. So if Foxy decides otherwise, he'll go along with the plan.
No, we can all go together, but you'll have to be quiet. No rattling around.
Oh yeah, yes, sir, Bob. Maybe this is when Gus can carry me, so I don't dunk down the stairs.
Gus?
Okay. And he'll just take the hamster into his hands, the ball, and start going slowly down.
Gus holding the ball and just like slowly climbing down the stairs.
Strange
Don't
Foxy.
touch
And Foxy, you're going to lead the way with your torch, I'm assuming.
him. I thought we were
Making
going
sure-
no light.
Oh, you can go no lights. That's fine.
How quickly does it become like we can't see anything down here? Like, is it like pitch black? Like,
Well, you thought it was pitch black from where you were upstairs, where the lights were on. But as you get about halfway down, where you thought it was going to just be like, I can't see anything anymore, you realize from around the corner, there's a light source coming that's like reflecting off the center block wall back up. So there's a light like around the corner from like where the stairs end. Because that's okay. The basement like is underneath the entire house. So it's like this is coming around and it's like kind of an L shape. So you don't see the light source when you're at the landing, but you can tell that there's a light down. There's at least one light on downstairs. So like a light bulb or something. In fact, you can see that it's moving, like shadows are moving slightly against the wall in a nice creepy fashion.
Maybe just close your eyes, Hampton.
yeah, well, yeah, that makes it scarier. Funnily enough, whatever it is in the real world, it's worse in my imagination. But I appreciate the gesture. Yeah. Shall we proceed toward the light, as they say?
Yes, but I think Gus needs to go in front of me. I'm not what you call a fighter or strong.
Yeah. Now that we're on the ground, I'll consent to be rolling again. So Gus can go ahead. I'll take the middle, and you can You can be in the back.
Corgi takes up defensive positions to
Yeah.
protect the fox princess.
Yeah,
Alright.
we'll make our way cautiously towards the light.
Fantastic. So you've made it down to the bottom of the stairs after the L turn in the stairway. You turn the corner around. You see the laundry area and the laundry chute off on your left. And then you see like the boxes, a wall of boxes that's like near the back. But past them, and you notice there's like, there's like passageways, like piles of boxes with like ways for people to walk through them. But in the back area, near the far back wall, one of the hanging light bulbs is on, and you see like shadows moving from that, and it's moving itself. It's like swaying slightly to an invisible wind, and there's all these shadows coming up, and it looks like there's maybe another light source on the ground, like below the light bulb, that's like casting shadows of boxes out towards all of you. So you're all just kind of standing there at the bottom on the ground, like staring at this like black and white image towards you. And real quick, I'm gonna break character. Do we have about, I just want to make sure, another 23 minutes or so before our session ends? Is that okay? Is everyone, do we need to end right on time, or are we okay if we go over a couple minutes, or how does and we're fine if we have to end on time. I just want to make sure.
I just have a class
Okay.
in 23 minutes, but I'm sure they won't mind if I pop out and finish this quickly.
Okay. All right. Understandable. So there's boxes, there's passageways between the boxes. None of them lead directly back towards where the light is, though. So you'll have to walk between the canyons of old cardboard boxes. And yeah, so what do you want to do? You want to make your way back towards there, or do you want to like climb on top of the boxes, or figure something else out? Look around this area.
I would like to just look around the area and see, what I can like suss out.
Sure. Yeah.
Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah. Let's do a roll. So it'll be 2d6, and Gus and Hampton are both vigilant, so they can roll 3d6 for that.
I got a 6 and a 1.
Okay.
I got no successes.
Good job, Foxy.
Glad one of us knows
I
what we're doing
got-
here.
A 4, a 5, and a 4.
Okay, well the 5 is a success. So we have Gus and Foxy. So you're all looking around, and Hampton, it's just like
Hampton's actually got his eyes closed. He's trying that out. So
yeah, you were like, I'm looking real good. I don't.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little overwhelming for Hampton. Gus, you're looking around like, I don't know what to be looking for. You're not certain. But then you walk for a bit, and you feel something sticky on your feet, and you look down, and you hold your foot paw up towards Hampton, and you're like, hey Hampton, what's this? And Hampton, you open your eyes and you realize it's Halloween spider webbing that Gus walked in.
Oh,
And you're like,
the whole place is a trap. Spider webs. Be cautious. You don't want to get caught up in spider webs. That'll be bad.
I mean, it's a little sticky, but it hasn't like captured
Yeah,
or
that's
anything
fair,
like
that's
that. It's not like really like danger to Gus, but like it's on your foot.
The spiders are here. The spiders are coming.
He's gonna try to like cut it off or whatever with the
Totally.
bat.
You could just like use your other foot and like push it off, right? Like
Okay.
it's just, yeah, it was like left there on the floor. And Foxy, you're looking around, and you notice that near the back wall, I think you're all looking around, and you climb up onto the washing machine, let's say,
Mhm.
and you're looking around, and you get this advantage, and you see a box near the back wall, like the other cardboard boxes. But this box, someone has taken like markers to, and small tiny teeth to, and they've converted it into like what looks like a weird castle thing. Like they've drawn like a scary skull face with like a mouth, and they've like chewed open the mouth, like the base, and there's like all like cardboard debris and stuff like inside it, and it's dark, but like someone's taken like Christmas lights, like stuck them through the eyes, so there's like red glowing eyes. But also the skull has like tiny little round ears at the top, and they've like all sorts of just weird markers. Whoever did this is not very skilled with markers, but it looks like some sort of evil lair, right? It's like up against the back wall, right by where that light is, and it's just kind of sitting there on the top of the pile of boxes. So you see that, you're like, what's that? Like, that's weird. Also, the other weird thing about the skeleton skull, besides the tiny little ears, is that it's got like very prominent teeth, like a pair of teeth right in the front, like at the top. Just like really big ones.
Like as like snake teeth, or like
not fangs, but like maybe like rodent teeth.
or I don't
like
know who it
like like a rat or a mouse or a hamster,
Mm.
or a beaver maybe, or a capybara, any number of these other things.
My nemesis.
She's just gonna shout down to Hampton and say that she can see something that looks like his teeth. So she asked him to show her his teeth.
Same. They look exactly same sort of like setup. Yeah.
And then she's gonna be like, "Is it you?"
No, it's Hammy.
And Foxy, you're educated, so you know about like hamsters and rodents, and you've read books, right? Like, Billy has those like, My Exciting World nature book, and like, and like it's like all about rodents or all about hamsters. So you're like, oh, this is Hammy. You all were around when Hammy was around too, except for Hampton. Hampton came after, but still.
But I've heard stories and all about him. We gotta go in. We gotta go in and shut down this whole operation.
Yes, he's pretty bad. Gus, what do you think?
Think?
What would you like to do, Gus? Correction.
Let's beat up Hammy.
I second the motion.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck him up.
Gus uses some very blue language for being a stuffed corgi, but
He just happens to be in the room anytime the Papa like swears, so like he's just soaked all.
Oh wait, no. So Papa doesn't swear.
Oh, sorry.
It's Nana.
Clearly, it's Nana.
Anytime Nana swears, exactly.
Nana swears like a sailor, right? Like,
right.
She will like, she's doing something, she drops something, she's like, like just this blue streak.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and Ellie probably swears too, but like Billy's like, oh, but like Gus is like totally picked up on it. So, all right. So you make
He also has no
back.
idea he has no idea what it means. He just knows that these are things that are said.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you a story once we're done that you'll all find hilarious. It's very similar. So you make your way through the labyrinth of boxes back towards the back. If we had more time, I would have you do some rolls and adventuring through that. But you find your way to this lit area amongst the boxes, this canyon, where the ritual site, as it were. And on the floor, you find drawn in crayon this big complicated like circle with like different lines through it and whatnot. It looks some sort of like weird like magical circle of some sort, but you don't understand what's going on with it. Although Foxy, you could give me a roll if you wanted to understand. Sure. And that's 3d6 if you'd like.
A 5, a 2, and a 3. So 1 success.
All right. So basically you realize that it's letters written around the inside, like in a spiral. And it basically says, Roy and Michaela will keep us out all year, and we will be the the Fellowship of Macabre will be in charge of this house, right? Like it's
A simple but elegant ritual.
right, exactly. Yes, exactly. And you also notice there's like little circles, like on the outside, like little small circles for like something to stand in. And you already realize that there are a number of spiders who are wearing dark robes, right? If you can imagine a spider wearing robes, right? Do so now. And they are standing in their little circles, like getting ready to do this ritual. And there's one other spider that's like much bigger. And that's the spider that like hangs out by the front door on the outside of the house. And it's probably about the size of Gus, right? And it's like standing there over in a corner and it's talking to something that's standing on top of one of the boxes, like talking down at it. And this thing is also wearing dark robes, but you immediately recognize it as Hammy. And Hammy is carrying like this like staff, which is clearly a staff taken from one of the Barbies who was like mountain hiking Barbie. But it is clearly his arcane staff. And his little red eyes are glowing, and he's wearing this like dark robes with this like collar that sticks up. That was obviously taken from the Brickman set of toys, and he is giving orders to the large spider, who looks like they have a place as well. And you can just barely hear them, saying, and now it is time for the ritual. And the big spider says, yes, of course, my lord. And it turns to go towards the circle as the other 20 or so spiders are like taking their little spots outside. And they're starting to like say little things in their spider language and like lift their front legs. So what do you want to do?
Hampton, I have an idea, but I'm not sure you're going to like it.
I already don't like it, but tell me anyway.
Well, I am a princess, so I can do makeup. And I could make you look like Hammy, and then we can pretend that he's actually you.
I like it. Subvert the ritual. Yeah. Sure. I think there's some legs to that. Let's try it and see what happens.
Okay, I've got some fancy dress too, so we'll just see if we can find you the same robe.
This just means that I have to come out of the ball, don't I?
Yeah.
Gosh. All right. Opens the ball, kind of like scampers out a little bit.
The ball opens and it goes.
Lights.
You don't know where the steam comes. Exactly. You don't know where the steam comes from, but it does. Yeah. The air equalizes.
Yeah.
Although you have little air holes all through the ball.
I, Hampton, the Squeak, Lord of Doom, emerge. And I emerge.
And she's gonna just hand you some little booties to protect your feet.
Oh, thank you. That's awfully kind of you. Do you have like, is there like some flower that you could just like at me to turn me white to become an albino dwarf hamster?
I've got a sewing kit, a water bottle so I can drench you in water, and I'll get Gus to run up and get flour.
There is a lot of dust in the area, so you could
We'll
possibly
throw you.
Yeah.
See,
Just
normally rolling is my specialty, but usually it's a little different than this.
So Gus rolls you in the dust.
Oh my. Oh wow.
And Foxy, you look through your things and you find a good approximation of the outfit.
This will do just perfectly. Here you go.
All right. I'm gonna go up there. Do we have to somehow lure the real Hammy down here? Is that part of this plan?
I can trick him. I know he used to have a crush on me.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you had a history together. Gosh. Well, go for it. Yes, do that. And then I'll go up and do my thing.
First, we need to hear your Hammy impression.
Oh, oh, wow. I know that he's a little guy, but very confident. So it's probably like, I, Hammy, am in charge of you.
That is perfect. That is exactly what he sounds like.
All right, that's good. That's great. I'll get ready to do that thing.
You can do it.
I'll like scamper over towards a box somewhere. So are you gonna lure out the real Henry first, or am I going to like try to take them over first?
I'll try and lure him just out of sight a little bit, and then
Great.
you take on over.
Perfect.
What should I do?
I'm gonna ride on you, Gus. I'm gonna sit on you
Okay.
like a royal squire.
The other,
Alright.
also as a backup, if Hammy isn't convinced by you or whatever when he comes over to talk to you, you could have Gus ready to just like knock him out. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if things go sideways, Gus is definitely gonna be our last best hope.
yeah, the clutch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
All
can
right.
always beat up people. Nana taught me well.
Oh God. All right.
All right.
She's gonna make her way through, and she's gonna.
So
walk up.
so in the meantime, the spiders have gone over and they're starting their ritual. Hammy, while you all were getting prepared, Hammy is scampered up to his tower, his fortress, his hamster fortress, and is on top of the boxes, and maybe has gone in at this moment. So Foxy and Gus, if you want to like climb up there, you could totally ride Gus up to the top of the boxes, because the boxes they're not evenly stacked, they're like off centered and stuff. So you can just like bounce back and forth all the way up there, and then ride over and call them out. And then Hampton can wait, and then when the opportune moment happens, you can come forth and disrupt the ritual. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so you're in front of the hamster Fort Perilous, and there you are with Gus on his back. What do you say, Foxy?
Can I see Hammy?
You could see him like skittering around, like, yeah, he's up on like the top of the box right now. He's like doing something. He's got something he's working on, so he's not really paying attention.
Okay, she's gonna pull out her handkerchief and be like, "Yoo-hoo, Hammy, my love."
And he like looks up and looks around, and then spots you and goes, "Foxy."
Yes, my love, it's me. Can I come up and see you?
I thought we were on the outs. Yes, of course. Please, welcome. And he like is like clearly like trying to like clean things up, because it's a horrible mess. It stinks. And he's moving stuff around, and he's like, "Please come in," and he comes down to the mouth and ushers you inside. And it's just like a big pile of junk inside, and various like broken projects and things that he's like tried to work on and like has left, and then like there's a pee corner, so that's not great. This is like kind of a dump, gross. And there's like a number of stolen toys and gadgets and things that are also here. You're like, "Hey, Billy was looking for that," like sort of thing, right? But there's like a little like robot toy that's like been like its guts are open and out, and he's like been like working on it because it had red eyes probably, so he thought maybe he could like turn it into something. But anyway, so there you are. What do you want to do?
She's gonna be like, "Oh, looks like there's nowhere for me to sit. I'll just have to sit on your lap. Is that okay?"
Oh yeah, okay. You're like much bigger than he is, but he like makes a space and like sits down. He is a small hamster after all. So yeah, you could totally do that.
And she's just gonna start brushing his hair and playing with his hair.
Okay.
And hoping that this is just gonna keep him busy. Well,
Sure. Give me a charisma check with advantage. So yeah, 3d6.
This would be a terrible time not to roll any successes.
Yeah, to roll really bad ones. Tell me about it. Oh, 2, 1, and 5. 1 success.
Woo! All right. He's like a little confused while you're here and asks you a couple times, but you like keep brushing his fur and like everything, so you're just like distracting him enough, and Gus is just kind of like chilling out, and you've got your bat ready, Gus, in case he, but it seems that like Foxy's got this sorted. All right, Hampton, Your go.
So I'll crawl to a high point and denizens of the darkness, rejoice! Our time is nearly at hand. I, Hammy, definitely Hammy, have further instructions for our ritual. I have learned that we are not to perform the ritual here in this circle in the basement, but outside in the yard. Let's all go outside into the yard. That's where the ritual happens.
All these like chanting spiders in their dark robes, right? Because they have robes that hang down to the ground with their legs sticking out.
Yeah,
Have all like paws and are like looking up at you. And remember, these are toy spiders. These are not real spiders, right? And the big macrame one, sort of like that hangs out by the front door, is like, well, you are the teller of our rituals. You are the great pale lord. I if you say so, but isn't the hour getting late? Like, shouldn't we have finished? Like, do we have time?
Dare you defy me?
All right, give me a roll.
Yeah, all right. I am not charismatic, so this is just a straight up 2d6.
Right, yeah.
Oh, there's a 5 in there.
All right. Okay, all right, spiders, gather, let's go. And they're like, Zebulon and Puce, grab the crayons. And like two little spiders, like, salute and run off and like they grab a crayon and like hang it over their back, and they're all, so the whole gaggle of spiders have like gathered at the base of the box. Lead on.
Yes. I will lead on. I'll look like ruefully back at where my my ball is kind of hidden in the corner.
Right. Yeah. It's like yeah, boxed halfway. Yeah.
And then I'll essentially, the goal here is to like lead them as far out into the yard as possible.
Sure.
Just like kill as much time as I can, and then run the heck away.
Okay. Yeah. Totally. And you climb on the back of the spider. Yeah. So yeah, you do, and you lead them out, and you lead them on like a goose chase around the yard. And finally, you see the family is coming back, and they haven't like even started the ritual. So you just like you leap off, and the spider's like, "What's going on? Where are we supposed to do this?" And then you just like take off.
Yeah, like there, and just cut and run. Yeah.
And Foxy and Gus eventually, Hammy's like, well, I have to go check on something, and you try to like keep him from going and checking on anything for a while, and you keep him distracted, but eventually he's like, no, I have to go. And as he gets up to go out, Gus, you take a mighty swing at the back of him and just like knock him flat, and he's out cold. And you realize that Hampton was able to take the spiders out and away, and you're great. So the two of you like make it out, and Gus, you grab Hampton's ball and make it back to the room, and you all three meet up back there.
Yeah.
And you have spoiled the ritual of the Fellowship Macabre in Hammy, the pale albino hamster. So you've saved the day once again, and you hear the family arrive back in the house, and Ellie and Billy are chatting like crazy and all excited, and they eat a ton of candy that night. Fortunately, Billy doesn't eat as much as Ellie, so Billy is able to go to bed, and you're able to watch over Billy sleep soundly. Ellie gets up a couple times, like once, and throws up, and like Nana is like making sure that Ellie's okay from all the candy that she overate. But all is well within the house, and the Fellowship Macabre is taken down the next day and returned to their boxes. So congratulations, everyone.
Ooh,
good job.
Nice. That was fun.
So yeah, so that's Knights of the Underbed. That's and as you can tell, the rules are really simple. That's the book right there. And let me just show you really quickly. The rules for the game basically are like, here we go, like this much of the book. That's the rules. This is like a little bit of this is character creation. Then there's a section on like different monsters and nightmares and things, but then this huge section at the back is all these different like settings, but also like more like cool things like little adventures and whatnot. Yeah, and here's our GM screen. That's, you may have recognized some of the animals here, although they were not in the game tonight. but and there's like the GM screen for all the rules. But yeah, so thank you guys.
Nice.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any? Do you all have any questions or anything for me or anything?
I might send you a message later on Discord.
Sure, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, can I do that too?
Yeah, totally. Anytime. If you have any questions or anything at all, feel free to message me on Discord. More than happy to answer. Take the time. Whatnot. You were all fantastic. I loved it. This was great. It was super unique. It's so fantastic every time because we start with like the same set of characters and like the same, like here's these, you know, like here are these things you can choose to do. And every time it's like completely different. Right. So great job, everyone. You did an excellent job.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
have to run. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Bye.
No worries.
Bye.
Enjoy